Hi everyone, it's Danny. Welcome back to another layout for Cocoa Vanilla Studio Design Team. I'm still working with Joyful because I can't get enough of it. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I still have lots of photos from Christmas to scrap. And some of the other girls on the design team have been scrapping non-Christmas themed photos with this collection, and I have to say it is absolutely stunning, very versatile. So today I really wanted to work with some of the 3x4 cards that we get in the collection. I really love these, and I have quite a lot left. I haven't used many of them. So I really wanted to get some of them on this layout. So I ended up getting 4 onto this layout. I have 2 photos of my sweet little girl there at Christmas time. I think it was just after Christmas, but their grandma had come down to visit. So it was kind of like our Christmas with her. So I'm still going to use some Christmas themed supplies to scrap this memory. And I'm just going to create like a large cluster out of these photos and journal cards. So I'm going ahead and adding some dimensional foam to the back of my photos, just to elevate them above the rest of the layout. You can see there I have a white background, but I have created a border out of one of the pattern papers. I really love that soft pink gingham. Now I'm going to go ahead and stick all the cards and the photos into that one big cluster before I go ahead and work on my background, because I want to just keep everything together. I am going to distress the edges of my photos, and I forgot to start doing this before I started gluing or taping my photos to the cards. So whoops, but it worked out fine in the end. So just layering these up, I'm trying to arrange these so that they're at different heights and different widths across the page, so they're kind of staggered. I don't want them all to be kind of, the same level on the page. It just creates a bit of visual interest. So I'm playing around quite a bit with the placing of this stocking one. I did just kind of bend up the corner on that one as well, just for a little extra detail. And then the last one I'm going to add is these cute little reindeer just tucked in above. Are they reindeer or are they normal deer? I think they might actually be, what are they called? Fallow deer with the white spots on the rump. I'm not sure. The Bambi deer. Okay, so now I am adding my border, and I've just, as you can see, cut out the center of the page there to use later. And I've just used a bit of adhesive tape because I have gone off camera with my sewing machine and sewn a single line of stitching all the way around the outside. Now I'm coming in with my mixed media. So I wanted to just create kind of like a splodge in the background, really. So I've taken some colors in the distress inks or the distress oxide inks rather, that I thought would match pretty closely. I'm watering them down with a little bit of water and then with some white acrylic ink as well. This helps to lighten the color and also to make the color a bit more opaque. It did end up a bit brighter than I wanted still, but I'm not really too worried about it. And as you can see, I did spill a big splotch of ink on the top of that card. That's part of my cluster, and that was not intentional, and I did try to wipe it off, but it didn't really come off. So I'm just rolling with it. I'm really not worried about it. It's a mixed media page. There's lots of kind of splashy background stuff going on anyway, so I'm just leaving it and moving on with my life, really. I'm trying not to let the little things bother me. I tend to be really, really perfectionist, and everything has to be perfect and super straight. And I have really been training myself out of that with my scrapbooking, because I just got nothing done. And I was redoing pages that I wasn't happy with, and it just wasn't making me happy. So I have to go against my personality here and just go with the mistakes. So this pink is, the teal was peacock feathers, and the pink I'm pretty sure is, I have it in front of me, picked raspberry. I thought it'd be okay. It ends up being a bit too blue toned. It didn't look blue toned when I mixed it up. You can see it there to the right in the puddle. It looks like the same kind of color as the journal card I'm using, but it does come off quite a blue tinged blue toned pink, which again, I'm just rolling with it. There's nothing I can do about it at this point. I haven't put any gesso on my background because I wanted it to dry quickly, and I'm also planning on doing some sewing, so I didn't want it to be kind of too tough to sew through, if that makes sense. So I've just kind of left it, and I'm rolling with it. Again, embracing those imperfections. Doing a bunch of splatters with this pink. I'm also going over the top of the teal or the aqua with this pink. And the splatters are actually really nice and opaque because of that acrylic ink, I think. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. This is cracked pistachio. I just wanted a bit more of a mint as opposed to an aqua. So I'm just adding a bit of water and just doing splatters with that all the way around the outside. With my big paintbrush, just messy splatters. I really just positioned these colors so that they would be visible around the edges of my cluster. Now I'm coming in with some Kaiser mist in gold. I love this gold mist, and just splotching that all the way around as well. Not really trying to create a pattern as such. I'm just trying to create kind of like a gold sheen in some of the areas where I've done my mixed media. So I'm again using that packaging technique and then just going through and doing a bunch of messy splatters with the nozzle. Not being too careful with this at all. And happy with how that looks. So now I'm going to move on, let that dry completely. I actually dried it off with my hairdryer a bit, and then I've gone in with my sewing machine. And you can see when I do the close up that I've done kind of a crosshatch effect that is kind of meant to be like a quilted feel, like a quilt inspired pattern. And I've just kind of done it. I did it freehand. I kept bringing my cluster across to make sure that the quilting was visible around the edges, and I just kind of did the lines. I didn't like measure anything. I just ran it through my sewing machine, guessing by eye. I'm trying to make it straight-ish, and I'm really pleased with how this turned out. It was kind of a spur of the moment decision, and I think it turned out really nicely. Actually, you can't see it so well on camera, but it's visible in real life, and it looks really good in real life and in the photos at the end as well. You may be able to see it better. But I'm really pleased with it. I'm going to do this again for sure. So I've glued my cluster down with some glue and tape just for extra insurance, and I also bent up the edge of the border there just with my fingers to add a bit more texture. I'm filling in these empty spaces in this card with some of the accessory stickers. I'm kind of like journaling or a subtitle, I guess. And I've brought across this little banner. I stick it over the top of this card, but I'm really not happy with that. Ugh, it looks awful. So I pull that up and I end up putting it just across the bottom of my photo here. And I've just remembered I've got to pop up the edge of the sticker where it's going to hang off the edge of my photo because I have added that foam. So just across there. Love the gold foil in this collection, and it goes really nicely with that gold mist that I've put down on my background. I'm going to add this little tab up the top of that journal card there. Very sweet. And then I add a couple of these little flags as well. I tend to struggle a little bit with these stickers, so I have got them on here because yeah, they just went on here pretty easily. And if that happens, I try to get them used up. This is a chipboard. I still have heaps left. I'm not sure why. It's really beautiful. I don't know. I've been struggling to find places to use it. So I'm pulling across those two little holly leaves, and I'm going to peel off the back and stick those down, one either side of my little photo cluster there. I'm really pleased with how that looks. And then I pull off a bunch of these stars because I can't resist them. They're beautiful and they're super shiny and really, really pretty. I just love them. So I'm going to use, I think, 5 of these little chipboard stars, and I'm doing a kind of slightly diagonal top to the bottom of the page cascade, just like that. And then I will pull out the puffy stickers. I'm going to add a sprinkling of the teeny tiny little puffy stars. They're impossibly tiny. They are so super cute. I love them. Nearly use them all. There are heaps on this sheet, but I've been using them like crazy. I'm also going to pop that little banner, I think it says "Oh, what fun," across the top of my photo. And then I'm going to pull off the 2 little puffy holly sprigs and lay them with my chipboard holly. And that will be my layout finished. Thank you so much for joining me. Close-up photos are coming up. You can read all about this layout on the Cocoa Vanilla Studio blog. The link will be in the description box below. Bye, guys.